What's going on, everyone? And if you haven't been keeping up with MMO news and updates, then this video is for you. First up is going to be Chrono Odyssey. It is slated to be an open world MMORPG developed by NPixel and Gameplex, looking to feature a relatively actiony, Souls-like combat based on the video that we saw from their recent gameplay reveal trailer. Outside of that, there hasn't been too much information revealed, other than that there are going to be 6 classes, all utilizing different weapons at their disposal to swap between freely, along with character customization that is not going to feature gender lock. Naturally, the one main concern everybody has around the title is what its monetization is going to look like. It is an Eastern title, and for many people in the West, that usually does not bode well for what that means for the monetization, as Eastern titles typically have monetization that is not favorable to the interest of the Western audience. On Twitter, the CEO of NPixel did state that they are looking forward to communicating with people around the world as they continue the development for the game and look to finish it. Hopefully, this means there's going to be a lot more ongoing communication between the development team and the audience regarding information around this title, as we all eagerly await for more information. Next up is Wayfinder, which is looking to be an MMO-light, hub-based procedural dungeon grinding type gameplay experience, featuring an art style along the lines of, say, WildStar. The game is going to look to have its next closed beta here on May 10th. It is still going to be under NDA, so there's not too much public information that is available at this time regarding the game, but the studio did post their own update about the changes between the two betas, so if you're somebody who's looking to play in these betas, then you might want to keep up to date on the changes there. Like Warframe, Wayfinder is going to feature a character-based gameplay experience rather than classes, but you are going to be able to customize your character's gameplay experience based on what weapons and skill modifications you choose to employ onto your character. Early access for Wayfinder is now looking to be sometime in the summer of 2023, with official release hopefully sometime before 2024. Third up is Diablo IV, which is an ARPG, but is featuring a variety of MMO-light type gameplay experiences, such as being able to see and interact with other players in the open world as you go through the zones, along with being able to tackle world bosses with other players beside you. Diablo IV is looking to host an open beta on May 12th, which is going to be their server slam event and is going to run for 48 hours from the 12th to the 14th. All 5 classes will be available to you to play, along with the changes that they've made between the two betas regarding class balance and quality of life improvements. However, you are only going to be capped to level 20, but there are a variety of rewards that are going to be available should you complete a few tasks that they have hosted for the Server Slam event. Personally, we're going to be playing Barbarian for the duration of the Server Slam event, focusing on a double swing build, so if you have any questions about the game or Barbarian in particular, drop on by to our Twitch channel while we're live and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Diablo IV will have early access beginning on June 2nd, with official release being on June 6th. Next up is Throne and Liberty, which has delayed their original launch plan window due to other competing titles releasing around the same time. It seems like they're looking to aim sometime after the summer now for release. They have had a couple of beta testings in the Korean client so far, looking to have another beta test in Korea sometime in late May. AGS is the publisher for the title for the West. However, they have been all quiet on their front so far regarding any information about the game or any type of betas happening potentially for the Western side so far. Additionally, concerns around monetization for Throne and Liberty have continued to grow, particularly after a recent article published that there are concerns that depending on the CBT results, the so-called lineage-like model may be grafted onto the business model of Throne and Liberty in the name of maximizing business performance. Keep in mind, most lineage titles are currently mobile titles. Lastly, we have Blue Protocol, which is an action combat anime styled MMORPG, which is also going to be published by Amazon Game Studios in the West. Unfortunately, the title is going to release in Japan first by a few months, so you're going to see a lot of content creators and players looking to play on the JP version first, and then carry all that information over and have it ready and available before it even releases in the West. So that could have a lot of negative impacts on the game's lifespan in the West in terms of how people are going to be playing through it initially. You're going to have people looking to take all of the information that is available from having played on JP first and trying to min-max the experience out of the game from the very get-go in the West, now that they have all of this information ahead of time. But That being said, the game still does look incredibly fun to play and is gorgeous. There are obviously concerns around the monetization because, again, it is another Eastern title. There is a gacha system that has been talked about, but it seems right now, from what people have said, it is primarily related to cosmetics and not to power progression, but we'll see how that ultimately shakes out in the end. The release date for Blue Protocol has not been officially announced at this time, but it is currently slated to release later in 2023 before 2024. There have also been some recent MMORPGs that have released, first one being Mad World Age of Darkness, which is an HTML-based MMO. It has a very unique art style going for it with a certain degree of grotesqueness, which has definitely garnered the game a lot of attention from its audience. However, there have been a lot of concerns regarding the game's monetization. We haven't had an opportunity to check the game out just quite yet ourselves, but that is something we plan to do in the weeks leading up to Diablo IV. Eden Eternal is back as well. This was an MMO that shut down originally under Gamigo Games and is back for a global relaunch under the developer X Legends, doing a self-publishing for the title. They are currently going through a slow progression level cap increase for the game. Right now it is set to a level 40 cap, and they are going to increase it gradually over time in order to stipend the progression to keep it a little bit of a more level playing field as people go through it. However, the game still does seem to have a lot of its original pay-to-win elements that existed, but the game does have a very nice class system where you're able to play all the classes on one character, as well as having a plethora of cosmetics that you're able to enjoy, and a lot of really old, cool, fun game systems that you don't see oftentimes in MMOs today. Lastly is Ethereal Echoes of Yore, which is a classic hardcore MMO that had probably one of the worst launches we've seen on Steam. They had a massive amount of bugs and exploits present during the game's release, along with numerous accounts of people being double charged for their subscriptions to the game. Since then, they've announced that on May 12th, there's going to be a complete server reset of the game, so everybody will start over from the beginning with all these issues that were present, hopefully fixed. So if you haven't had the chance to play, this could be the opportunity to do so. Also, any of those double charge accounts that had happened, they have been going through the process of refunding everybody for those mistaken double charges. That's all for the current news and updates regarding MMOs. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed your time, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. If you have any MMOs that are on your radar in particular going forward in the future, leave them in the comments and we'll take the time to go and check them out ourselves. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care and have a good one.